Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagam. Okay, so today we are reacting to the big news. I've already chatted about this in the group. I've posted it on my Instagram stories, like when it happened, as soon as it happened, I posted it literally. But this is of course a Big C Honey creating her own VIP boutiques, which will be launching in 2023. I have lots of information to share with you, but before we do that, I'm going to react to your questions that you guys asked me about it on Instagram, because I did put a sticker on there. I was like, ask me questions, I might mention it in my next video, and you did. So let's go through some of these questions slash reactions. My question was like, what are your guys' thoughts on everything? So here we go. The first comment and question is, I'm not so this one, Beautiful Rebel, I'm not so about it's giving certain collections won't make it to normal stores. Okay, so I don't know whether they're gonna have like collections only for those boutiques. What this is about, in my opinion, this is about haute couture. Don't forget that Chanel is actually a couture house, and they do couture. They do two haute couture collections a year. We never talk about them on here, and maybe I should correct that, because I think they have an haute couture collection coming in July. But this is really about couture. I think anyone who's going to be going to these VIP boutiques, you will be expected, boo-boo, to buy some of those couture pieces. The couture pieces are handmade from start to finish. They're handmade, hand finished, whatever the phrase is. They're completely and totally handmade, very embellished. Chanel's couture is not one to play with. It's very serious. I don't think that they will have like, they might have exclusives just for VIPs, but I don't think Virginie is going to be designing like collections just for those stores. I think this is going to be about couture and also increasing couture revenues. Trisha Bennett says, not that interested in the VIP, but I'll still be at Chanel. Yeah, I mean, you know, Chanel's Chanel. You like, you know, we're all still going to be checking for her. I love Chanel, and at the end of the day, I'm always going to cover Chanel on this channel, barring Chanel doing something like really crazy or ridiculous. Amaya Lux says, hi Amaya. Amaya says, slightly elitist, but then what is luxury? Also, I can see as a VVIP, it must be frustrating with crowds. Yeah, absolutely. And I bet you that they have done like surveys and questionnaires with their VVIPs and VIP clients who, you know, want to come in and buy ready to wear, and then, you know, what they see is people vlogging and seeing people doing luxury shopping vlogs and seeing people, you know, just touching bags and trying bags on all day and, you know, whatever. Like, I don't feel like Big C wants that. That doesn't look luxurious for their VIP clients. I'm not mad at it. You know, I think it is what it is, to be completely honest. Neuramedic says, comfortable and better shopping experience for loyal customers and smoother experience for essays as well. Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely going to be like a more luxurious way for like the loyal clients of the brand to shop. I think a lot of people are misunderstanding what loyalty, I think, in luxury shopping means, because I've seen a lot of comments from like people on Passport. We'll go through some of those comments in a second, and people like leaving their comments and stuff about this and saying, oh, I've been a loyal client, and then the person's just like, they've never bought Chanel clothing before, they've never bought fine jewelry before, they've never bought a watch before. You know, like, you might think you're being loyal, but at the end of the day, Chanel is a business, honey. And for them, you just buying like SLGs and handbags isn't enough to show loyalty. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just saying, like, I think that is basically how they see it. Leslie Jasmine says, with the VIC stores, the other ones will look like outlets. People gonna feel left out and be big mad. Leslie, girl, people are mad, honey. People are really, really angry about this, and I'm gonna chat about that in a bit. I was quite surprised by people's reactions to this, to be completely fair, because I think people are kind of overreacting. Like, in my opinion, I think people are a bit triggered over this, and I don't think it warrants the response that it's getting from people on Instagram and social media. The other ones will look like outlets. Okay, I don't think they're gonna look like outlets or anything like that, because I think that the other boutiques are still very luxurious. The Avenue Montaigne boutique The one that has like the bags and accessories is so luxurious, and even their concessions, like Chanel boutiques are luxurious and they feel luxurious, but if they're rammed with people every minute of the day, that kind of takes away from the luxury kind of feeling and mood and vibe. So I can see why they would do this, but your comment made me laugh. Little Lux Treasure says, I get it. They have to become more exclusive every year or they'll lose their luxury status completely. Yeah, totally. And this is a 112-year-old company, like 112 years in the game. Like, they know a lot about exclusivity and they know more than I think they're being given credit for. And if they think and feel that they're not like exclusive and they think and feel that they need to do this, then that's what they need to do. Alan Map says, sounds high-end and exclusive to the big spenders, okay by me. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very high-end. I think that these boutiques are going to be insane. I mean, I'm sure once they open, we'll hear about it on social media from VIPs who are going to go, but I think that they sound really cool. Coco Kitty CC says, do you think those customers will have a 2 classic flap limit? And then she also mentions like high jewelry. I don't think that they will have a 2 classic flap a year limit. I also think that it will be like quite fluid, like whatever limit they have. I think even right now, if you're a couture client or if you buy a lot of ready to wear, you don't really have limits because you're like the core client basically of the brand. But no, I don't think that they will have those limits at all. That's just kind of my feeling. So thanks to everyone who answered the sticker. I did answer your stickers like individually on my stories, but a lot of your comments were very, very good and they really got me thinking as well. But okay, so what do I think of everything? First of all, I think people's reactions have been quite surprising to me. I've been quite surprised by the tone of some people's reactions. So I thought it could be interesting to go on Past Bob. I think she has a page called Bop Talk where people like share opinions about what's the tea and things like that. So I wanted to just quickly show you like people's comments and stuff like that. So there are a lot of interesting comments. I won't say people's names or anything, but I'll read some out and then I'll react to them. Someone says, how about those who have to save to buy their dream bag because they love the brand? Chanel's losing their sense of consideration and appreciation and are focusing on capitalism. The worst part is the quality's decrease, the prices have increased. Good luck. I mean, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Chanel doesn't want people to save for handbags. Chanel is not interested in people who are maybe buying 1 bag a year, and Chanel doesn't want to use any capital expenditure, human capital, to service those clients. I hope you're not offended. We're just talking about this from a business point of view. I hope no one's mad at me or offended or anything. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. We're just talking about this from a business point of view. If you think about it though from a business point of view, everything that Big C is doing is completely fine and valid and fair. In my case, in a way, this is fair. The best spending clients should get the top tier service from any company, any brand, and I think that's completely fair. So I'll tell you about something that happened here with a company here that I get services that I need for my business, right? And I felt like they had changed like their customer service a lot, and I wasn't happy with the services they're providing me for my company. And I told them, I said, look, I'm going to switch and I'm going to go to another company, a competitor of theirs. And then all of a sudden, when I said I was switching, they were like, no, you're one of our really good clients. You know, we want to make things right. And I'm like, if you want to make things right, make them right and make them very good and make the service really good. And I do think that Chanel maybe was experiencing that problem with their top clients. Maybe their top clients are like, look, it's no longer fun shopping here. It's always rammed here. They're always like people trying to, take things like when I'm shopping here, like I want it to be a more luxurious experience. This is a $1 billion company. There's no way that they have just randomly decided to do this randomly. This has obviously been maybe years in the making, or at the very least like months and months and months and months of planning have gone into that announcement, you know. So like the people who say, you know, I have to save money, you know, to buy a Chanel bag, I just don't feel like you're their target, you know, clientele. And we've chatted about this before, and some of you have said to me like, oh, they only want people who are like really, really rich. I mean, oh, they only want people who are heiresses. No, I don't think so. I think that Chanel's like customer base is actually very diversified. I think there are a lot of you who earn a lot of money in a lot of different industries. Some of you are doctors. Doctors earn a lot, honey. Dentists, some of you are dentists. You guys are earning a lot of money. Business people, entrepreneurs, corporate executives. There are a lot of people out there who are earning a ton. It's not just about heiresses and people, you know, living off like inheritances and things like that. And I think Chanel knows that. Chanel has a diversified customer base. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to buy ready-to-wear, I think if you're watching this and you have purchased a ready-to-wear piece from Big C before, you are someone who they want to target in the future, and they probably would want to still keep you shopping at the brand. But I feel like they are looking for people who are buying looks every single collection and every single season. Another customer, another person, sorry, on Passpop says, every store has implied offers for VIP customers, but they don't go out of their way to publicize it and essentially make non-VIPs feel like their business is not viable. This signals to the majority of their client base that their business is not viable. No, I don't agree at all. I'm sorry, but Audemars Piguet have something like this called the AP house, and Chanel is, like I said this on stories, Chanel is not triggered about Hermes. If anything, she's looking at what the watch brands are doing. The watch brands are even worse than this. Like, the watch houses make people feel terrible when they're trying to buy watches. Like, do you guys like know like what's going on at like the dealerships for Rolex and the dealerships for Audemars Piguet? And Audemars has, for example, right now they've cut down on a lot of their dealerships, and now they sell a lot of their watches directly as like from like Audemars boutiques. So they have this thing called the Audemars house. I think it's in London, it's in New York, it's also in Hong Kong, and it's with the best Audemars Piguet clients, okay? And they get to come there, they get to have champagne, they get to have snacks. It's a very high-end, ultra luxury experience, and they get to try on the best watch models, which most people could just dream of finding in terms of AP. They've been doing this for a few years now, and it's called so Audemars have like two retail concepts. They have the Audemars Piguet boutiques, which are just like the classic Audemars shop where you can go in and try and buy something if you can find a watch in there. And then they have the AP house. It doesn't even have signage outside, apparently, those AP houses. Like, if you know, you have to be an Audemars VIP in order to access it. It is what it is. I mean, it's business, you get me. They're catering to their best clients. I don't think it's a big deal. And like, they don't go out of their way to make them feel like the business is not valuable. Well, I'm sorry, but in a luxury fashion business, it is driven by people who can spend a lot of money. Just because you can't spend a lot of money doesn't mean that your business isn't valuable, but you're not going to get top tier service if you're not spending a lot. I mean, I think it's completely fine. The people who are spending $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, $200,000 a year at Chanel to be treated and to get that top tier service versus someone who maybe spends like $5,000 a year at Chanel. I think that's fair. It's business. Like, I don't know. It doesn't offend me. And Chanel and many companies do this, and it's nothing new. Someone here says, this is so funny. If I am she uses a word I can't use on YouTube, but the R word, someone who goes to steal people's things, that R word. If I was a R word, I know where to stalk my victims, perfect for all. Well, no, you wouldn't, because it's not going to be easily found. So like I said, the AP houses don't have any signage on them. If you know where it is, you know where it is. You have to be let in and all of this, so no, you wouldn't. Someone said here, this will be a reseller meeting hub. Honestly, I know people think it'll be a reseller meeting hub, but I think that this is actually going to be done. I know it seems like I'm defending Chanel a lot. I just want to give the business perspective and just give a different perspective here, because I feel like everyone's kind of sharing the same talking points. I don't actually think that this will be a reseller hub, and the reason why I say that is because I think they're going to vet clients very hard for these VIP stores. I don't think you're getting an invite for this if you're someone who has a resale business, regardless of how much you spend. I think if you're someone who's active in Facebook groups reselling a lot of Chanel products, you're not going to get an invite for this. I think if you're someone who's on Instagram and you've posted on stories that you've rehomed that phrase rehoming. I'm not a fan of that phrase, as you know. It's reselling, whichever way you want to say it's still reselling, boo. If you're someone who does sell your collection from time to time, you will not get the call to come here. I think that they're going to vet like each location. Some locations will be harder to kind of minimize that, but I think the people who are like hardcore professional resellers are not going to be invited to these VIP boutiques. To show how normal it is, if you are someone who has an American Express card, you are part of the same business model that Chanel will be promoting to its clients. You're actually part of it. If you have a Centurion card, you're treated differently than someone who has like one of the other American Express cards. I'm forgetting their names right now, but like some of those other cards that are like not the platinum card, not the Centurion card. If you have a Centurion, a platinum card, you'll be treated differently from someone who has like another American Express card. So I mean, what's the difference? Why can American Express have tiers and have a VVIP card, a VIP card, a card for people who are big spenders, a card for people who aren't VIPs? Why is that okay and everyone is happy using their American Express cards, honey? And that's not a big deal. But if Chanel does it, it is a big deal. Chanel has every right as a private business to curate their own business and to decide who they want to be their customers. They have every right, just how I have every right to do the same in my company. And if you have a company, you have every right to say, look, I would like clients who spend X amount. Every single brand does this. Even in our company, we do it too. Like, hey, we'd love to get customers who can spend X amount per month, or like if I'm doing marketing work, I want to work with marketing clients that have bigger budgets for me and my team. Even if someone maybe doesn't have a lot of money, but they like me and they support me, that's great and everything, but words don't pay the bills, honey. Money pays the bills. Chanel employs 28,000 people worldwide. There are a lot of people who earn their living through this brand. And I'm sorry, but like someone who's just buying the SLGs, like that person is not keeping a multi-billion-dollar brand like Chanel afloat. So a lot of the opinions were like that. I respect everyone's opinions, and I think every single person there's entitled to their opinion, but I think Chanel is entitled to do things her way. If you don't like that, you can just go and support another brand, and I don't think it's anything wrong. I guess the reason why I don't feel like this is a big deal is because I've done something similar like this for my company, obviously in a very small, tiny way. I think I told you guys before, but when I had my own retail boutique, had a beauty boutique, we had VIPs, we had VIP like services, and we did have VIP clients, and it works. People love feeling special, people love feeling different, and people like being treated differently. It does work, and that was here in an African country that's developing, but you'd be surprised the amount of people that have money and who do want to shop in a different way from people who aren't spending as much as them. So I can only imagine like a massive brand like Chanel, like what that must look like the VIP program that they're going to do. This is the right decision. This is a business decision. There's nothing wrong with this decision. Every single company does this. Private banking exists. Those of you who have private banking accounts, you're treated better than people who maybe just have 10 pounds in their account. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, okay, and I hope no one's mad at that, but that is a reality. If any of you are watching and you have private banking or premier banking, that is exactly the same as this. And don't be like, oh, they don't announce it. They sure do. Any bank that has private banking will have it on their website. They'll have events for their private banking clients. It's exactly the same. What's the difference between what they're doing and if you have membership to a private members club? What's the difference? If I'm not a paying member and I haven't paid dues to my local private members club, I don't get to enter the club. I mean, I don't see what the issue is. I think a lot of people have maybe misunderstood who Big C is. Big C is a luxury fashion house. She wants to remind us who she is, honey. And she's like, look, girl, I'm done. I'm no longer going to be this brand that people just resell bags from. So a lot of people have said this is going to make resale demand go up. I mean, I don't know. Resale demand, in my opinion, is driven by the designs at the brand. And like I said, the Chanel 19 isn't affected by the new quotas. It's just the classics and the minis. The 19 is not affected. Trendy's not affected. Coco Handle's not affected. The boy bag isn't affected. And those are four permanent handbags at the brand. They're never going to be discontinued. They will always be permanent. I mean, I just don't feel like resale. For example, the whole thing about like the classics quotas and things like that, I just don't feel like resale value will be that affected if you ask me. Just if you're asking me, like my opinion, I don't feel like resale value is going to be that big of a deal. Because I mean, honestly, like even at resale, like the prices for classics have cooled a lot recently. Chanel has been doing a lot to cool down those prices. I think it will make the classics feel more vulnerable. It will make the classics more like desirable, but I don't know if everyone's just going to be going to the resale market to buy classics. I mean, if you go to the resale market to buy classics because you used up your quota, surely it would just make more sense to just get your husband to shop under his name or to get a friend to shop under their name, because you just be paying a premium for something which you already have, which makes no difference. That makes no sense to me, if you ask me, but that's just how I view it. So I think with Chanel's VIP boutiques, they are doing what they want to do, and they have every right to do it. And I think those of you who have your own companies, particularly if you have a company that is consumer facing like Chanel, like people underestimate how important financially like big spenders are to a brand. Like when a house or a company or whatever gets big spending clients, they really drive a lot of turnover and revenues. I've seen a lot of comments saying that Chanel's customer base are middle class and all of this. I don't want to get too bogged down into the class discussion. Class is very specific to the market in which Chanel or Louis Vuitton are operating in. But at the end of the day, this is about income, okay? Everything in luxury is about money. You know, people focus a lot on class. It's about income, okay? If you have a lot of disposable income to spend on luxury fashion, and you can shop at Chanel, you buy ready to wear, you've purchased a fine jewelry piece before, Chanel will try and funnel you into this program. In my opinion, that's my reading on it. In one of the comments of Purse Bob's Instagram, she was responding to someone, and she said that she heard that the VIP spending tier for these boutiques, at the very least in the US, would be $80,000 a year minimum. It's obviously not going to include bags, because it's my understanding that Chanel VIP spend anyway in Europe doesn't even include bags anyway. So $80,000 a year. So that would be like ready to wear, fine jewelry, watches, couture. I think that if you say that you want people to spend a minimum of $80,000 going up on ready-to-wear fine jewelry couture, you will see who is truly loyal to this brand, because Chanel's ready-to-wear is very, very expensive. If you don't have bags in there, you don't have Minaudiers and leather and all of that stuff, well, like excluding leather, that is when Chanel's going to see who's truly loyal to her and who's there because it's truly Chanel. Don't forget that Chanel also has a high jewelry collection. They take that collection very seriously, so there probably will be high jewelry in there, and they will expect people to purchase high jewelry. I definitely know for a fact that you can't be a Cartier VIP if you don't buy high jewelry, at least in Europe. I don't know what's going on in the US, but Cartier VIPs are people who buy high jewelry. So Chanel will definitely be trying to sell their high jewelry and their couture. I don't think you're going to be like maintaining your spend at that VIP boutique if you're not buying high jewelry, you're not buying couture. Like that's just my reading on it. I don't ready to wear. Yes, I think ready to wear is going to get people in the door. Fine jewelry will get people in the door, but they will expect people to buy couture. They will expect you to buy, high jewelry. So I think it's a very interesting business decision. Chanel is always Chanel is a very intense brand to cover as a luxury YouTuber. Chanel is busy. They release 10 collections a year. They constantly have product that they're leaking to the internet, so there's always new stuff to cover. I don't know. I don't know why this doesn't offend me. I guess maybe because I have my own company, and companies have to target different types of people in order to be profitable and to make a lot of money. So it doesn't really bother me. Like I said, I like Chanel, and I do like Chanel, and I like the brand, but I can definitely be like, I can definitely say when Chanel is wrong, but any business decision that protects the business and makes the business successful is never wrong. Whether you are selling ice creams that you're making from your crib, or whether you're selling $10,000 tweed jackets at 31 Rue Cambon, any decision you make in order to secure the future of the business and to ensure that the business will always survive is never wrong. Ever, ever, ever. Some people will feel alienated and hurt by this, and I'm sorry that those people feel that way, but Chanel are not really doing anything that other companies don't do. Like I said, private banking, private members clubs, this is very common and it's nothing new. So I would love to know what you think about it. Make sure that you're fully subscribed to my channel, you hit notifications, and don't forget to join my luxury Facebook group. It's linked below, and follow me on TikTok. I mean, look guys, I think there are going to be some of you who are watching who are going to be invited to this. I think it'll be very interesting to see how it works. And if anything, I think Chanel have really proven their point, honey, because many people have been getting angry about this, and many people are upset about this, and everyone is whinging and moaning about quality and the quality of the bags and this and this. Like, the bags, sweetheart, are literally not a non-factor in this. Anyone who thinks handbags are going to be important in these new VIP stores, and of course we're just speculating now, but they are not important, boo-boo. They are not triggered over their handbags. They probably will have, like, I think what they might have is like really cool evening Menor d'Airs that look really good, and maybe they'll be like 50,000 euros, who knows, because they already have those like really expensive Menor d'Airs anyway. So I'd love to know what you guys think about it. Make sure that you tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like this video. I'm just like, Big C never fails to keep things really interesting. The past few days I've just been covering Chanel just because so much has been going on, but I have a lot of other great videos coming. Tomorrow I have a dragging video, know you like those. Every day in May is almost done. We're finishing on Tuesday. So thanks to everyone who has been watching. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Let's talk about it in the comments. And tell me why you think that Chanel doesn't have a right to have VIP boutiques, but American Express can have the Centurion card. Okay, American Express can have concierge for platinum and Centurion card holders. By the way, we don't have American Express in Tanzania, I know. Anyway, tell me why you think that's okay. But we do have private banking here, and private banking clients get to like do fast tracking the queues. They don't have to queue. Why is that okay? And that is like, you really do feel, particularly when you're at the bank, you really do see like, wow, that person is a private banking person, I'm not. Why is that okay, but Chanel opening a VIP boutique isn't okay? Or is it just like really fashionable to always, you know, drag Chanel, honey? And I drag her too, boo-boo. I will drag her when she's wrong, but I'm not dragging her here, honey, because she's not wrong. She's just made a business decision, and it is what it is. You won't want to miss the final videos that are coming. Like I said, dragging videos. I've got a really cool video coming for the final day, which is on Tuesday. So thanks to everyone for supporting, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in my next video.